Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we'll be setting up our faith planners for the month of November. Got these sticker sheets ready to go, as well as a wax paper sheet, this Tombow pen, and a few sticker books which I pulled from. Okay guys, so we're going to jump in and get started on the first spread of the month, and I decided that for my monthly I was going to do one little word for each day of the month. Every month I try to mix it up what we do here in my faith planner, and this month I just kind of wanted to keep it simple because holidays are coming and I just didn't want to have to think too hard about what the monthly spread was going to look like. And I thought one little word would be perfect, just kind of summing up each day in one word, and then also kind of relating it maybe towards my spiritual life. So that's what I'll be doing for November's monthly spread. And I pulled this box sticker here, I believe from the Wild Styled book. And I am going to use that just to highlight Thanksgiving, just to call a little bit of attention to that day since that's the big holiday of the month. And then I will white out the lines at the bottom so that I can do a little bit of decor here in these empty days at the end of the month. Not real sure about the overall look of this spread, but I'm just going to kind of wing it because I think I know what I want to do, but everything is just a little bit eclectic right now. There's a lot of color and just different things, mainly from the Homebody Seasons sticker book that I picked up. That's where a majority of the decor is going to come from. So that is where I'm starting, and then I'm just pulling in other stickers in the same color scheme that relate to faith from my faith accessory sticker book, which is there on the top, and my faith mini sticker book, which I have from way before the older faith sticker book. So right now I'm cutting up a quote that says "have a little faith," and I'm planning on using that in this bottom section here. So I'm just pulling in some patterned strips, I guess, stickers that I got mainly from the older faith mini sticker book. This quote I got from the accessory book that's there on the top, that "have a little faith," and the color was just right to go with these like pumpkins and these softer fall feels that are in the Homebody Seasons sticker book. There's a lot of color, I'm gonna say, going on with this. I tried to limit the color palette, but I just didn't have enough of decor items to do that. So there is quite a bit of color, but I think it all works together. It's just a little bit more than I had thought I was going to use. So I'm going to leave the monthly spread as it is for now because I'll probably come back to it and add some more decor once I figured out what I have left over. But I wanted to really dial in how the dashboard was going to look ahead of time, just because I knew this was going to be the hardest part. Since I didn't really have a lot of decor to stick on here, I needed to find stickers to fill in the gaps and what have you. So that Hope in Things Unseen came from the Faith older sticker book that I showed. I grabbed this Prayers and Praises long sticker from the Happy and Kind Faith sticker book. All of the little like pattern strips, anything that looks like a, almost like a sticker washi tape, that all came from the older faith sticker book. So if you're looking for those, that's where they are. I thought I would take those and kind of add more pattern as decor so that I wouldn't have to use so many of the pieces that I already need to use on the opposite pages. So the pattern's kind of filling in for decor on this spread, just so I will have enough. I also pulled in some illustrated black leaves to also add a little bit more decor, which I'm going to need, and to tie in the black, because I think that helps ground the spread, having the elements of black in with all of these colors just gives a little bit more of a, I don't know, a grounding to all the soft pastel-y tones being used. I grabbed these leaves because I thought that would help to make the fall leaves that I have from the Homebody Seasons go a little bit farther, tie in the black, so that's what I did here. The black leaves came from the Homebody original sticker book. The leaves kind of have a similar look to them because the other leaves came from the Homebody Seasons, so I thought that that would tie close enough together to make it work. I had a hard time figuring out what I was going to do here in the big area, so again, I'm using those strips to add some pattern and color, and then I had this black quote that says, "Great is thy faithfulness." It's not as big as I would like it to be, but I think it's just big enough to feel like it's a complete area, like it's all part of one thing. So I'm using that there, and then I'm tying in the black and other elements where I can pull things together. I believe those heart banners came from the Wild Styled sticker book as well. The pumpkins also came from the Homebody Seasons. I'll be using those and those leaves throughout the spread as kind of my tie of decor. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start moving on to the place where I do my verse of the day writing, setting up the decor for this area. So I've laid down some wax paper, and I'm starting with the last spread because it has a big area at the end of it so that I can figure out what that's going to look like and tie things together that way. I have a quote and the heart with the leaves, again from Homebody Seasons. I got a quote from, I think that one's from the Wild Styled one, and then the one I'm working with now that has a line through it, that came from the Happy and Kind Faith sticker book. So I'm just trying to piece those together, make a little area down here of decor since it's going to be empty, and then start trying to figure out how these pumpkins are going to lay in. So I've pulled all the pumpkins that are available, but there's that bright blue shade of pumpkin that doesn't seem to go with anything else I have pulled, so I'm going to hold off on using those, try not to use them if I don't have to, because I just felt like it added a whole nother dimension of color in there that I didn't want to use. So just trying to figure out how these guys will lay out, and I was going to put them throughout the spread, but I decided that I'm going to kind of ground them on the bottom and then do the leaves on the top. I just laid over another piece of wax paper so I can kind of simulate what the opposite spread will be, the one before it, and see how much I have as far as pumpkins, laying them all in. That's kind of what I'm doing, so that's why I have two sheets of wax paper there. I'm just trying to imagine how they will be laid out on the different layouts. And I'm trying to be frugal with the pumpkins, so I'm not doing them all the way across. I'm just trying to haphazardly put them along the bottom in little groupings. And now I'm going to try laying in those leaves I talked about as well, again from the Homebody Seasons sticker book. And I'm going into my Homebody Mini sticker book for the black leaves. I have both the mini and the regular size Homebody, but I thought I would use the mini because they seem to be a little bit more to scale with the ones that are from the Homebody Seasons. So that's what I'm using here, and I'm just pulling them in again to give a little bit more to the leaves since I have a limited supply, and then to also tie in the black. Using the same approach here as well with how I am laying in the leaves. I'm not putting them like all the way across the top, just kind of laying them in groupings sort of together, but not 100%. And now I think I'm ready to start laying things onto the page. So I'm gonna move over the pumpkins and just this decor area at the bottom here. Nothing too crazy, just a simple little area. But I did want to cover up that, don't forget, that kind of darker brown tone that's used throughout the actual layout. Trying to stick more with the orange tones and the softer peachy orange color. I'm also going to white out the dots behind some of these pumpkins since the stickers are clear. I don't really want that to show through behind the pumpkin. So just using my like Staples brand whiteout pen, and I think they still sell them, but they're kind of hard to find for some reason online. The Staples does carry them in store though, but if I have a link, I'll put it down in the description below. And that goes for everything that I'll be using in this video. If you're looking for something and I can find a link for it, I will put it in the description. And I'm just going to bust out my little cutting mat, which somehow got bent in my little storage space for it, so I'll have to fix that. And I'm using my precision cutter to cut it down the middle, and then my scissors to trim off the excess on the edges, hopefully being able to reuse those somewhere else. Also going to trim off the excess from the pumpkins. Most of the bottom is just clear, but you know, I wanted them to look like they were right up against the bottom of the page, so that's why they needed to be trimmed a bit. And there's a lot of trimming happening, and so I got a lot of little pieces of sticker just hanging around all the time throughout the rest of this. So you might see me like flicking things off my fingers and like, I don't know, trying to get things off my hands, you know, in random parts of this video. And that's just little pieces of sticker stuck to me and me trying to get rid of it. So yeah, you're welcome for that. I'm going to do that whiteout trick again just so that they look nice and clean behind the pumpkins. And more trimming here. I was a little concerned that this was going to look too colorful when I started building it out, but I think it comes together pretty well at the end, surprisingly. I probably would not have done this if I had had a choice of, you know, maybe more pumpkins in a certain color or bigger decor, but happily surprised with the result because I wasn't expecting it to look so cute. Oops. And now I'm going to lay in the top here on this side of the spreads. I'm just trying to reuse some pieces where I can. If I see a place that I can make that work. And I'm going to try to pull in more of the black leaves like I did before and trim some of them so that I can get them into smaller spaces. Can't believe it's almost November. It's like, wow, fall is really flying by. Even though 2020 is the longest year ever. I feel like once summer was over, the months have been really going quick. So can't believe the holiday season is already upon us. Also, if you guys are interested in my layouts in my Etsy shop, I just finally got everything up over the weekend, so all of my layouts are available, and I have all different sizes, including A5 and half letter now in the shop. And some new layouts too, some pretty cool ones. I even added a quadrant layout, which has become kind of a new hotness in the planner world. It's a simple one, but I hope you guys like what's new in my shop for the next year. So I got all the trimming done around the leaves and the areas where it went over the spine where the disc would sit. So I had some extra, luckily, which was good. I was kind of working towards that, and I wanted to add some here over on the monthly so that everything kind of ties together again with that same theme. So I'm adding in what I can here, just trying to make it look kind of how the other one did. Doing some different types of trimming so that I can use more leaves in different areas. I think I'm going to really enjoy looking at this for the month. Like I said, surprisingly came out cuter than I thought it would, and I was a little concerned that this was just going to be a hot mess of color, but yeah, I think it came together nicely. Trying to use up those scraps too as I go. Get the most out of these leaves. I pulled basically everything I had in my Homebody Seasons sticker book. I did use a few of these leaves in one of my social media layouts, which you'll see in my flip through, but not very many. I would say like maybe 3 groupings max. So I still had quite a bit, but not enough, I didn't think, to fill this entire spread, adding in the black to help fill that out. And there are some of those little pieces just stuck to me and stuck to the scissors. Just they get everywhere. Sticker drama. And for some reason I wanted these pumpkins to be sitting on the bottom like the others, so I'm just moving this quote and getting things situated there. Also going to try to use up the last of the leaves that I have, finding good places for it on this spread since it's not too many on this. Again, trying to reuse those pieces. And trimming things out. Do my best to kind of create the same look and feel throughout, so the mix of colored leaves and the black leaves together whenever I can find a space for it. That's what I'm trying to do here, especially at the top. I have a few bigger leaves here that I thought would be nice to add in around this quote, but I'm not real sure how I want that to look. And this guy was cut from another one, so I want it to look freeform. Little pieces of sticker everywhere. And again, just trying to use in pieces where I can. And now I'm going to get ready and number it. So I was going to do the black numbers, but I just thought it would be kind of nice to use these kind of purpley blue colored numbers, because I didn't really see any other place where I would be using this color scheme, and they have that color in the pumpkin. So I just thought, well, I'll take this opportunity to use this color up, and that's why I chose those. But I think it would look just as cute, or maybe even cuter with just the black numbers. But again, I just wanted to use my stash and use up the things that I didn't think I would have a space for somewhere else. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye!